version of art. And we can learn a thing or two from their stories, and they can also give us a little bit of aspire to acquire, to get our groove on and probably thrive in our various industries. It's the new month. I do not know how your month is starting off, but I hope that you achieve all that you want in this second quarter of the year. And by December, we'll have cause to celebrate a lot. Keep living, keep loving. We will be on a quick break. And when we come back, I will introduce to you our guest for today's episode of Nka. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. People, and welcome back to Nka. My name is Chinalorumogo Eze. And we had the Women's History Month last month in March, and we are back with other guests, both man and woman alike. But today, just like yesterday, we had someone who sang our souls, our spirits, our minds away, blew our minds. Today we'll have someone in the same aspect, but something slightly different. This person is a masterful wordsmith who has been weaving magic with language and melody. With a voice that resonates and words that inspire, James Eze is here to share his creative journey and leave us all spellbound. He is a poet, a singer, and a writer. I just also recently realized that he's a rapper as well. A lot is going to happen tonight. He's going to rap. He's going to rap for us. So please let us welcome James Eze. Good evening, Mr. James. Good evening.
Good evening.
You know, when you asked me what personality are you bringing to the show to know how to dress, I said, this man, okay. But I didn't know you were a rapper until you asked that question. Well, I hope you're ready to rap. I hope you are ready to rap, because rap you shall. Rap you shall, sing you shall, and what's the other thing? Yes, you're going to do a bit of poetry for us as well. I hope you're ready.
Yes, that's more like what I would be delighted to do.
Okay, but you'll be delighted to do all of them, not just poetry. You're going to rap, and a lot of people watching us from all over. I'm sure this is going to be a spice to what we do here on Nka. But that's, by the way, welcome so much.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here.
We're delighted to have you as well.
Thank you.
Right. So you are many things. You're many things. Okay, let's do 4 things. You are a poet, you are a singer, you are a writer, you are a rapper. How did you find yourself in these things? Let us start there. How did you start off? Did someone whisper to you and say, go and be a poet? Did the inspiration descend from heaven? Tell us how this started. Take us on a journey.
Thank you. The truth about creativity is that it grows from one source. If you are a poet, you can write songs, you can express, and then if you are very expressive with words, verbally, then you can sing even if you don't have a good voice. At the same time, if you're a poet, a singer, there's a great possibility you can also do sketches, you can draw, you can paint. If because it's the same creative juice that flows. Once you can do one, all it needs for you to do is to push yourself a little, and you find yourself doing another. I have a lot of poet friends some who are far older than me, who actually had dabbled in music. Uchendoka, who lives in New York, sports very long dreadlocks. I remember one of my earliest memories of him was
with the guitar.
Yes, the same thing with rather famous but very reserved Oluogwibe, who writes hunting poems. He's a painter. Of note, he has his work, has been sort of transcendental. He even has gone into the realm of, creating public art, monuments. There was an obelisk he created. He built for a city in Germany, but he's a Nigerian poet and artist, visual artist. So it's the same creative source. All of these come from the same creative source. My friend in Lagos, AJ Dagatola, is a poet and a Rastafari, musician, so to speak. He has released so many songs, so many albums. It's just that, you don't get to see his works in the mainstream because he does a lot of conscious stuff. He doesn't come out to sing about Big Nash, which youngsters want to hear. So it's the same creative source that it flows from. As for me, I've always had, a literary inclination right from when I was much younger, when I began from reading books, from, showing a lot of curiosity in life. When I was younger, I could dance. And
are you serious?
Yes.
Do you still dance now?
Not anymore.
Okay.
When those days when we did was break dancing, and when you did like this, and sometimes you took off, landed on your chest.
Okay. Yes. You did all that?
We did all of that when we were younger. So, it was always there. The proclivity, the tendency.
You were inclining towards that.
Yes, the inclination was there. But that reflex was held back by so many other considerations. I needed to graduate from the university, but it was manifest when I was in the university, when I was a rapper. And that was when it really kicked in. And I was like, those days, Two-Face Idibia, they were known as Ellie and Pirates in Enugu here. They hadn't even become plantation
like
boys.
Okay.
Yes. Two-Face was Pirate and Blackface was Ellie. Those were the names they assumed when they were in IMT, Enugu here. And Nigaro.
Nigaro,
yes. Nigaro was also starting about the same time. There was another guy, his rap mate known as Smart. Back then at the ESBS radio station, they had this station tone. Nigaro and Smart is about to slam.
Okay.
So it was so popular for youngsters back then. I was also into the entire mix. Spent a lot of time at Rap City Jams, somewhere in Eze Street, Wani.
Okay, yes.
We'd go there, and I had me and my homies would go there, spend a lot of time listening to rap songs, listening to music that had just coming from the US. Because back then there was nothing like the internet, nothing like so many of the things that we have today. All these huge advantages that youngsters have now, we didn't have. So as a result, back then, if you actually wanted to do music, your family would think you were,
You want to be useless in life.
Yes, absolutely. It was only those few people like Two-Face who, because he moved to Lagos and had the good fortune of running into Kenny Ogungbe and all that.
Okay.
And these were the guys who actually laid the foundation for what we have today. So, but for the rest of us who had this inclination, we couldn't express ourselves then. So having, not had the opportunity to express myself musically then, all of that energy went into the pursuit of poetry, acquisition of skills. And by skills, I don't mean like, learning a trade. I mean by burying myself in relevant literature, reading very important literary works, especially poetry, landmark collections of poetry, reading works that, opened my eyes to the actual meaning of poetry and the essence of poetry, and how good poetry should be written, and the rules, the unspoken rules, and the movements in poetry, from, different, stages, different eras in history, because there are, and it continues, because even today we have a lot more of narrative poetry, than what we used to have before. So there's always a movement in the arts, and sometimes you have to be vigilant to know when the ground is moving, and whether you want to be part of the new school or you want to stick with the old school.
Right.
So for me, it's been a journey, and I sort of enjoy it because I don't know whether my life would be complete if I were not expressing my creative part. No matter how successful I might become, either now or in the future, if this part of me does not occasionally show itself, something about me would not be complete.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge insight into why you are doing what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a delight. We're delighted to share, listen to your story.
Yeah.
Now let's take it back to the rap.
Okay.
I need you to drop 1 or 2 bars for us. Is that how you call it, bars, right? So just drop something. Use anything. Just drop something. I mean, you're wearing a face cap. A lot of them used to wear face cap. So just drop something. Drop something for. I mean, sing. I want you to rap. I don't want you to talk.
Okay.
You rap right now.
No
yes,
problem.
Yes. Okay, let's go. You need a beat. You need a beat. I can. Okay.
Okay. One of the songs that I wrote some time ago that I enjoyed, "Make the World a Better Place."
Okay.
That's the title of the song. And the chorus goes like this,
The chorus is a song.
Yeah, the chorus. Okay, you don't want the song, you want the rap.
Okay. First of all, I needed to rap, first of all. Okay, yes.
Okay. I wake up every morning to a sad news. About to shooting in the church. Is it breaking news? It's been a long time coming, but we didn't listen.
Is my A stopping your flow? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Okay, so I should just clap. Because I need to finish it.
Yeah, no, we can't finish it. Let's just leave it this way, because there's probably much more to talk about.
Yes,
but it's a song that actually looks at making the world a better place. It engages. It was actually inspired by what happened. Was it a year or 2 ago when some terrorists stormed the church in Ondo State and shot people.
Oh dear.
So that's why, the opening line, I wake up every morning to a sad news. A British shooting in the church is breaking news. It's been a long time coming, but we didn't listen. In the river Grayson.
Come on.
Sitting at home is just another prison. Why did they give them the Kano, a charge of treason? Now here's the reason for the season of Malady.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
no. This thing rappers do the reason, season, treason. I love it so much. I love it. Oh my
from
God.
There, he went. I started talking about Nnamdi Kanu. Why did they give him a charge of treason?
Yeah.
Now he's the reason for the season of Malady. And this is not a fantasy. Recognize reality. My game is tight. Illusion in the mirror doesn't feel the same story. Mission is to keep it slowly from God to glory. The youth is on revenge mission. The repercussion is gonna shake the whole nation.
Oh dear! Yo! That's all I know how to do around.
The youth is on revenge mission, and the repercussion will
for
shake the whole nation. I say, is this a race against the wind? I want to know. I pray the Lord to take control and save my soul. And then the chorus comes in. And at the point, I'm wondering, is this really a race against the wind? You know what it means to run against the wind? It means so many factors are acting against you, which is like, I'm pondering about the Nigerian situation. Why would so many injustices happen and nobody is doing anything? Is this country really, fast forwarding against the wind? And then I pray the Lord to take control.
Yeah, we pray the Lord to take control.
And then the chorus comes. I've been singing from dusk to dawn, and that again is changing.
Aww.
Humanity has lost its soul, and we no more living. And come a little closer, let me your hand now. Let's make the world a better place. Let's make the world a better place.
Hey.
I've been singing from dusk to dawn, and that again is changing.
Hey.
Humanity has lost its soul,
hey.
And we no more living. And come a little closer, let me your hand now. Okay. Let's make the world a better place. Yeah. Let's make the world a better place. Oh. Yeah, yeah, you know it.
Yeah, I just know how to do small things when it comes. That's beautiful.
We need to really work
to make the world a better place. That's really beautiful. Yeah. I'd like to know, or maybe all of us listening to you right now, can you walk us through what your songwriting and writing process is like? Okay. Do you observe certain rituals or habits to ensure that your pieces come out excellent? So just walk us through the entire process for your songwriting and poetic or whatever.
As I earlier said, they come from the same source. So for me, one thing, anybody who has followed my career as a poet and a creative writer can tell you is that I do not write works that don't sound inspired. In any case, I don't wake up in the morning and sit on my desk and say, I must write a poem today or write a song today. Sometimes, in fact, almost all the time they come to me. The last song that I did, If I Hurt You, that was the last single I released about a month ago. I was actually exercising somewhere in Independence Layout in the morning, and I had my headphone on, and I was listening to music, and then after some time, I stopped. And, this tune came to me, and I had to suspend what I was doing and run back to the car, turn on the stereo system and began to record it.
Wow.
If I hurt you, baby, won't you give me one more chance?
Hey, God,
I was born to love you, oh my baby, can we dance? I was living in a bubble till your truth came and set me free. If I had my way, I'll let you be my living dream. I'm feeling your love, I'm so satisfied, my baby. Oh, in the dead of the night, I wake up and pray and bless you. But if I hurt you, I'm falling apart, I'm lonely and lost. That's how the tune came to me. I was like, how would you, if you fall on the wrong side of someone you deeply love, how do you say sorry?
Right.
How do you make amends? If you break someone's trust, someone that means a lot to you, that means the world to you, how do you say you are sorry? The line, I was born to love you, was actually the first line that came to me, and I felt it was it sounded very deep, because we have seen people who are not able to handle disappointments from people that they love. Some people have committed suicide because one person disappointed them. Sometimes these things, we don't think so much about them. You hear that, like there was the other time I learned that a certain young man somewhere in Anambra State took his own life. I think he's 19-year-old, rather. So he took his life because the relationship he had with a young girl failed. You know, so there are people who feel, rightly or wrongly, that you are the one for them. Come on.
Yeah.
So I was born to love you. We need to understand that even in a world where some people consider love a scam, there are still things like that. There are some women. Women don't experiment as much as men do. So you come across some women who have been raised to just wait on you.
Okay.
They stick to one man and that's it. So the creative process can be triggered by a personal experience, but it usually stems from a very intense feeling within, a very strong emotion. I've had to park my car abruptly, even on the highway, to put down a few triggers, a few notes that will finally guide me into writing something maybe longer and maybe deeper.
Right. So
sometimes I've also woken up from sleep with a fragment of a song on my head, and I've gone ahead to write something about that, afterwards. So it's but one thing I can assure you is that I have never written anything that was not inspired. And for me, inspiration is when something happens to make you do something, that you were not even ready to do or you didn't want to do at the point. I have written poetry in churches while everywhere was abuzz, the pastor screaming his head off and the church aflame. When I was living in Lagos in the Household of God church where I used to worship.
Okay.
Everyone would be losing their heads, but I'll just be like this and be writing.
Because inspiration descended upon you.
It just came and I wouldn't be able to do anything else.
True.
And sometimes I'll be hearing what the pastor was saying, but it didn't get in the way of putting down something. And you can be lonely in a crowd. The creative artist can isolate himself in the thickest gathering and produce something. Sometimes also, that's when it is inspired. When it is not inspired, you can put him in a residency, as we writers, talk. Residency program, sometimes they put you in a whole building, provide you everything you need, and ask you to write. And you are there, looking at the ceiling and nothing is happening. But if you are inspired, no matter where you are, even in a market, in my earlier years as a writer, I've had to jump down from a bus in Lagos to go and get pen and paper.
Oh, wow.
And write. It happens. And I found out it doesn't happen to me alone. Because I remember someone many years ago when people who used to work closely with Tupac Shakur said that he had done a similar thing. He had to, pull over somewhere, get a pen and paper and write. I think, I can't be precise, but I think the song California Love or To Live and Die in California, To Live and Die in LA, or some song like that must have, been written by the same process. Spontaneity, something, inspiration strikes, he pulled over and got something to write.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
Has there been any time where you said you were in a church and everything was happening in church, but because the inspiration struck you, you had to put something down? Has there ever been a time where you got the inspiration, you had to put something down, and then you forgot what the words were, what the tune was like? You just forgot it. Has there ever been a situation like that?
No. Once it is inspired,
You've never forgotten
it. It is like fire.
Oh wow!
If it is inspired, you'll be writing and it will be flowing, and it keeps flowing.
What if you can't find a paper, a pen, nothing?
You may not believe it, but half of the materials that finally made up my first book, or even my second book, was mostly written on my phone.
Okay.
Because most of the ideas came to me on the go. A lot of times you probably will be, there are sometimes when you find yourself either on the dining table or even in the toilet, and it comes.
It comes anywhere.
You find yourself spending 2 hours, 3 hours in the toilet.
But it's because of inspiration. Okay, guys, I hope you're taking notes and listening to what Mr. James Eze has for us this night. Inspiration can come to you anywhere, but the question is, are you ready for that inspiration? We will go on a quick break, and when we come back, we will continue this conversation with James Eze. Don't go anywhere. See you in a bit. Back to Unka. My name is China Loromogo Eze, and we're still here with the poet, the writer, the rapper, the singer, James Eze, taking us on a journey of how his inspiration works and how he has brought to life some of his artistic works. Mr. James, we see that you are very active on social media. You post oh dear, I was entertained, by the way, but really? This is the part where we this is a part of the show where we take our guests on a journey through a walk through memory, right? So we take them on a journey. It's basically us showing you how far you've come, right? We just show you love the Afia way, right? We're so proud of you, proud of what you've been doing.
Thank you.
You are so active on Facebook, and I'm wondering, is that the only social media you use?
Yes, I'm silent on Twitter. I'm partly active on Instagram.
But Facebook is your power.
Yes.
So when you're ready, we will have those things we use to show you how much we appreciate it. Where was this? Oh, look! You always wear a face cap because it's beginning to look like you like your face caps a lot.
Yes, that's part of the
brand.
Yes, I have built over the years. I began to actually wear face caps from the university, essentially because it is synonymous with the hip hop culture that I believe in, and my belief in the hip hop culture is because of the protest music that it has sired. Rap, rap is a protest music. That's why when you listen to some of the very serious rap artists, even Kendrick Lamar and the Issues.
Lecrae, the other
Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar. Tupac Shakur. Black Thought.
Yeah, there's Lecrae too. He's a rapper.
I'm not aware of. He's probably one of the new kids. Is he a conscious rap artist?
I think he does gospel rap.
Okay, no. I'm talking about.
Oh, look at this one too.
Yeah, I'm talking. This was my book when I presented my book some years ago.
When did you write this book?
The book was presented in 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dispossessed.
Yes. So, I was talking about. Okay.
What was the occasion?
This was a major event. The Nigerian. What is it? Is it Creativity Award or something? Nigerian National Creativity Award in Abuja. With Niyi Osundare. Niyi Osundare is one of my favorite poets and a Norma Award winner. He is, Niyi is one of the best poets out of Africa, and one of the massive poets you can think of across the world.
Attached a dream.
Yes.
Is it a poetry collection?
No, that is an aspect of me that we didn't talk about is the fact that I write speeches.
Okay.
I wrote the speeches of the former governor of Anambra State, all his speeches and lectures. I'm good at public speaking.
Oh, beautiful.
And I have, I think you could say that I have a gift in writing very intense and persuasive speeches. I wrote his speeches for 8 years, some of them delivered at the UN, some at, major events across the world. And not once did anybody get up to question any of the things that's
massive.
Yeah, so
that's massive.
Yeah, I put all the collection in.
You said it was for the Anambra State governor.
Yes, the former governor.
That's
Willie
you.
Obiano.
Okay, Willie, not so
And that is me with the current governor before he became
a governor.
That was like about 7 or 8 months before he became the governor of Anambra State.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow, that's we didn't even bring the worst of the worst throwbacks. We had to just calm down a little bit. We don't want to embarrass you.
No, but you could still have, the thing. What we need to know is that those are the things that shape us, our experiences, the things, the beliefs we hold at different times. Because sometimes we hold some beliefs today and we change tomorrow because growth would have occurred.
Yes.
Maybe you are better informed.
And that's exactly why we do this throwback thing.
But yeah, it
helps
important.
you, it takes you back.
Yes,
how I have grown so much.
Yes,
right?
The throwbacks are very important because it will also help you. Maybe if you get to see something many years ago that you did many years ago, you could question your own belief and see whether you should work on yourself to become a better
beliefs
citizen.
Change? Are they still the same?
But if you still feel the same like me and my caps, they
are still there. In total, how many books have you written?
I have written just 2 poetry books and 1 collection of speeches.
Oh, okay.
But I have also released like 4 extended plays, EPs, that's music albums, not full-length albums, but like you have 5 to 6 songs
3
released
songs
sometimes. So in the past 2 years, I have been paying attention to my musical side, and writing, and vocalizing some of the stuff. I started by writing for youngsters that I felt had great voices, better voices than mine. But
Oh wait, you wrote for young people. You write songs for people too.
I began, I began by writing for them. I was pushing them and say, look, go there. You guys can do this. You have great voices, and we did it for a while. And after some time, life happened and everybody moved on. But because this is a part of me, the tortoise cannot run away from his shell. So I kept working on my own, and I'm getting a lot more result now than ever, because the more you do something, the better you get at it. The last single that I released, I sounded far better on it than in my previous efforts, because I have had a lot more practice. I have also been able to open myself a little more to the force of inspiration. I've been able to immerse myself more intensely in that art. You realize that singing is an art. You have to, walk yourself to a space where your spirit aligns with your vocals, so that when people hear you, they do not just hear you, they feel you. You know, people can hear you and not feel you. That's why when I usually cite Tupac as an example, because Tupac will say, "You feel me?" You understand? People can hear you and not feel you. Okay. You know, so when you get to that point when people can feel you, once they hear you, then your art is getting close to perfection. Forget about the noise that we hear these days from a lot of young stars. When you listen to the great artists of old, you feel them instantly. And it is that emotional connection that makes their art great art. If you listen to a lot of the young, music that a lot of young stars sing, that's why they sing massive hits that we hold the airwaves down for 1 or 2 weeks, boom, and they are gone and nobody remembers them again.
Right.
But if you hear, just like a song,
oh dear, yes,
you light up my life.
Continue.
Two-Face.
Please,
No,
you will sing it, Mr. James. You started something and you will finish it.
No, but I was trying to explain.
I beg it. Please.
No.
I'll sing it with you. I'll sing it with you. I don't even know the lyrics properly, but I try. Just do it. For me and for everyone watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are the only one I've ever seen with a smile so bright. You captivated my soul.
Hey.
And every day I want you more. You turn my own scenery with your astonishing beauty. Oh, you could make a better scene.
Hey.
Ordinary thing, a supernatural being. And you.
Let's go to the chorus already, because I don't know any other line. You are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. I don't know.
The thing is, I've forgotten the lyrics.
Makes both of us.
Yeah,
I don't even.
But the truth is,
everybody still remembers that song now.
I will continue remembering it.
Yes.
That's what makes it a classic.
A classic.
Because everything is aligned. The young man sang his heart out. His soul is in that music. And there is no day you hear that song that you won't feel Two-Face.
Yes.
You will feel him intensely. And that's why, controversies surrounding him hits all of us. Once you hear Two-Face is in the news, you will want to know what's happening to this guy, That is the type of art I wish God would give me the grace to produce. Something that lives in the people. And when you do that, even if it is a single song, or a single poem, or a single book, or a single piece of painting that you put out in your lifetime, your work is done.
Done, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? Because it just has to be, it can be one thing that just changes the entire narrative.
Just one thing.
But I'd like to know, we've been talking a lot about writing, and a lot of people, myself inclusive, I struggle with writer's block. Do you experience writer's block, and how do you navigate writer's block?
Writer's block happens to everybody. It is a state, a mental state where you find yourself in a blind alley of
blank,
sorts.
Everything.
Nothing you do works. You don't even feel inspired. For someone like me, who works only when I am inspired, you find yourself in an airless room, creatively, and you are struggling to breathe. Of course, a lot of times I have found myself in that space. And what I've tried to do normally is I live that work. I live this. I don't struggle. I live it. I go. I move on to other things. Read.
Okay.
I like reading a lot. Like now, I'm reading Dream Count by
Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Yes, and enjoying every
character, every
page,
piece, everything.
and everything. Sometimes I want to share
in the pain of the character.
I want to, not just in the pain of the characters, but like some of the things that I am a student of language. Like I read because I want to encounter language that is fresh, that language that breathes, language that is evocative, that is raw, and Chimamanda has a lot of that, incidentally. And sometimes when I encounter humor in her works too, I feel transported. I can relate with a whole lot of the things that, she put down in that book. So when I struggle to write, when I set my mind on something, that has to do with writing and it's not going well, I leave it and read. And sometimes when writer's block hits me, sometimes I am tortured for days. I'm in agony because I keep going back trying to, even writing a paragraph becomes laborious. And I'm talking about even serious artistic work, but even some journalistic pieces, because I write articles. Sometimes and when I write, there is nothing that I have written, whether it is journalistic or artistic, that I do not try to give my best. I always write every piece as if it is the last piece I have to write. A couple of days ago, I was commissioned to write an op-ed for somebody, and I was supposed to look at a certain theory and use it as a background or foreground to paint a picture of our reality in Nigeria. So I struggled. Of course, I was quite familiar with the theory in question. The theory is actually very philosophical. It's a leadership theory. But I knew, much as I knew the theory, now having to distill it and interpret how this theory has been practiced in Nigeria within the leadership context was not coming easy to me. I knew what to do, but somehow I just felt, I felt weak. I couldn't do it. The words were in my head, but putting them down was a little. So sometimes I left it. I'll play music, try to engage myself. I'll go on YouTube, watch some speeches, watch some exciting interviews. I follow the South African comedian who is almost like a public intellectual, Trevor Noah. So I follow him a lot. I follow Dave Chappell. So these guys, sometimes when I need humor, I go to their channels and then exfoliate, let my mind breathe, be diverted.
Forgetting about for that point in time.
Then after some time, come back. But it's not an easy thing to handle. I don't think any writer enjoys it, but it is part
crazy. Of. You talked about a couple people that you like to read their works. You mentioned Chimamanda Adichie. Are there other authors that you like to read their works? Indulge us.
Yeah. Well, Chimamanda Adichie is my favorite.
Okay.
Then you also must throw in Jhumpa Lahiri. Jhumpa Lahiri is an Indian from Bengal who lives I think she lives in the US. She is one of the most amazing writers I've ever read. Then, of course, Nai Chinua Achebe
of blessed memory.
gave me the license to write, and so I can never have enough of Chinua Achebe. I just finished reading Things Fall Apart late last year.
Oh, wow. And that would be the 7th time you're reading it?
7th. 7th, if it were the 7th time, then I haven't really read it.
Oh my God, how many times would that make it?
I can't count.
Oh gee.
Because, when I feel like I've had too much distance, I'll go back to it. Because it's to most of us, to anybody who wants to really write in the English language as an African, especially as a Nigerian, that should be your Bible.
Right.
You know, if you are looking at the language of the work, the rather deceptive simplicity, you know, the word economy that Achebe practiced. You see a classic that is only about 100 and something pages. That it's a slim book, but he squeezed so much in there. You know, so there is so much in terms of craft, in terms of, you know, characterization, which is what I see Chimamanda doing in Dream Count. The character of Omelogo in that book, I find her exhilarating, I find her convincing, I find her exciting, and she's just a character. And then, so we read for different reasons.
To do this thing.
Yeah, she does that a lot.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's thank you for indulging us with your favorite writers.
Yeah.
So I hope you're having fun, because I am. We're coming to the end of the show, but when we come back, we're going to have Mr. James do one of those things for us that we use to conclude the show. We will go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take it up a notch. See you in a bit. We have had a delightful conversation with you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I think right about now, we have tapped into your rapping skills. We've tapped into your singing skills. I think we want to go into poetry. Roses are red, violets are blue. Please do a poem for us.
I don't know.
Just something really short, right? It's just something very, very short. Very short.
Yeah. Well, I could just do one. The title of the poem is Hourglass.
Okay.
You know, hourglass, picture perfect, beautiful woman.
Let's go. Let's take it away. Okay.
Hourglass. You stood in magic, soaking up glances from smitten hearts. You are the subject of unresolved battles, the mystery of unoccupied castles. You are the treasure in the wind. You are the finest of your kind. I'll be there when things fall apart, like a cannonball straight from the heart. Now I know not all stories have a happy ending. Take this song while you go and realize that there is not always a happy ending. I don't know. This is.
Oh wow! I'll be there when things fall apart. I love how you infuse it over there. Oh my God!
When things fall apart, like a cannonball straight from the heart.
That's absolutely amazing. You do many things, Mr. James, and we're so proud of you. I wish. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people from all over listening to the sound of our voices this night. I hope you've had so much fun listening to Mr. James Eze talk about his journey through poetry, writing, singing, rapping, and a bunch of other things that he mentioned tonight. And I hope you have reason to really express yourselves, even if you're struggling with tapping into these creative parts of you. I hope Mr. James has inspired you to really keep at it and figure out creative ways to tackle your writer's block, because the world needs to hear you. Afia TV wants to hear you. We cannot wait to celebrate with you. Thank you so much for listening to us today and watching Nka on Afia TV. My name is China Loromogo Eze, and I will see you next time. Same station, same time. Bye-bye.